Yes, I know, before anyone says it's not a power station, it's a substation. Here comes a fella. Just try and guess what car that is. Ooh. Is that a Subaru? Is that the Subaru badge? I can't even speed up to get a closer look. I think that was the Subaru badge. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, 50. Speed cameras. The two words that every driver dreads. So this lane and this lane alone goes to Sheffield. Any other lane and you'll end up either in Grimsby or Manchester, which you can't get to from the A1. There's Grimsby. Is that where we started our last drive from? Or was that Cambridge? No, it was Grimsby, wasn't it? Because it was up the east coast. Yeah. I thought we were going a bit slow. Come on, truckie. Oh, there's an ambulance coming up me inside. Okay, there's Manchester, M62, which definitely doesn't go to the A1. At least I don't think it does. I'm pretty sure the M62 links the M6 to Manchester. Alright, middle lane again for Sheffield. Okay, so we just missed the Grimsby turning, but if we stay in the fast lane, we'll go to Grimsby again. How does that work? Let me just... Ah, okay. Gotcha. So the A1 is now obviously the M1, because we all know where that switch happens. It's the other way round in reality. Nearly there. 31 miles. Yeah, the M1 joins the A1 up north. Definitely is not the other way round. The A1 is the Great North Road. Right, let's move over, because I've been hogging the middle lane for pretty much the last 20 odd miles. That was the worst lane switching maneuver. I don't like the fact that I've got to use the thumbstick to check the mirror. I need to get like track IR or something like that, so I just have to turn my head slightly. That'll make life a little bit easier. Okay, so it's not this turning, it's the next one. So I have a feeling I'm going to have to move over again. I thought that was a reversing truck then. I saw it looked like a cab. It must have been the boot of the top car. Oh, that was trippy. Okay, yeah, coming off at this one. I'm going to try and do this maneuver using cruise control only. Keep slowing down, keep slowing down. Alrighty. God, Renaults feel really sluggish in this game. It might just be a heavy load. That felt like it took an age to accelerate then. 30. And Sheffield. Welcome to Sheffield, everybody. The Steel City. Oh my god. What happened? I think I just clipped the reservation. Bloody articulated lorries. Yeah, that's the downside to being a truck driver. One wrong move and you're on the central reservation. It's not right here, is it? It's the next one. Yeah. In fact, it's not even right here. It's the next one. I'm going now while the light's red. No. Okay, watch this. Watch this scumbag move by the game. So, I hit A, and I do the play it safe one. And look where the space is. I basically have to double back on myself. Okay, nice and straight. Nice and straight. I thought we'd missed it then. And twiddle the thing, and we're done. Empty pallets. Okay, so it wasn't a heavy load then. It's just a bad accelerating truck. So how much money are we up to now? 39,000. And if I recall... that's not what I wanted. Let's go... World map. Truck dealers. That's not what I wanted either. What do I want? Truck dealers. So I've only discovered 3. We've got Mercedes up here in Newcastle, we got MAN down here in Birmingham, and then we got Mercedes down here in Plymouth. So if I go to MAN, buy online, oh, fine, visit selected dealer then. Yes. So, this one costs me 87,000 and this is the cheapest, and then it's all downhill from there. If we go to the Mercedes dealer, let's go to the Plymouth one just because. 88,000 is the cheapest one. I'd probably go with this one if I was to get one, because it's 100 horsepower more and it's only 4 grand more. It is right hand steering, which is what we want. Cabin is stream space. I don't know what that means. Oh no. I was about to say, is it because it's got the sleeping compartment above, but it can't have because the window's too low. I think it's just got a beefier engine, that's why it's higher. It's got 2100 torque, which again is like 500 more than this one. 1100 RPM, so it's only 20 RPM more. But the power, 421 horsepower, that's a lot. Chassis 4x2, same as that one, that's fine. And obviously we'd repaint it. What's the fuel like? Oh wow, over twice the amount. Same gearbox, but with more power. So let's say I was to buy this truck. Can't get any upgrades there. I can take that off though, I think. Can I? Oh no, maybe not. Can't change anything there. Can't change anything there. I can increase... Wait, what's the difference? 12 speeds. Oh, this one's got a retarder built into it. Now we don't need to worry about that. Interior. Okay, so it's the same price. I was about to say, are they charging more to upgrade the... or to switch it from left-hand drive to right-hand drive? Mind you, this is a lovely looking cab. The sleeping arrangements, a little uncomfortable. Plus there's 2 seats and only 1 bed. Oh no, wait. No, pardon me, there is another bed up there. So you can have a co-driver. I'm not sure how many people do that though. It actually looks a bit like a locomotive in America when they got the the control thing, console off to one side like that. There's a lot of buttons. So custom color is what we would go for. Hang on, I just need to move my stool. Okay, custom color is what we would go for. So it's $4 grand. Is there a... There must be a hex thing somewhere, surely. No? That's a bit disappointing. So that would cost $4 grand. There must be a hex. Just a number where you can put values in. A box, sorry, where you can put values in. Apparently not. Won't worry about that then. We'll just use preset. So accessories. Choose a pin on the truck to view available accessories. Oh yes. How much would that cost? 100 grand for a custom number. I'm actually okay with that. I would pay for that. Can only have stock there. Mirrors can only have stock there. What about you? Why would I want that? No, I don't want that. Don't want anything there. That's another mirror, isn't it? Wheels. Can I change anything on the wheels? Standard gloss, Elite Rider. Not too fussed about that. Hub. Again, not really too fussed about that. Tires. So this means something, but I don't know what. Door handles. Wow, you can customize the door handles. Side mirrors. Ah, fuel tank. Protection skirts. Yes? I don't know what I just agreed to there. Anything else on the back? Nope. This is side skirts as well. So this is now 106,000. And then if we go inside and use the analog stick to move around, so the steering wheel. Oh yes. Sporty blue and sporty red. Company colours. That's the number plate again. Anything else? Yeah, dashboard. Very nice. Is that a Rocket League tie-in? Huh. You know, we won't have another number plate. Forget that. Anything else? I think that's everything. I think that's everything in here. Alright, so overall, it will cost us 106,000 and we only have 39,000. So we've got a lot of work to do still. Sorry to waste your time, Mercedes, but you know how it goes. Alright, quick job. Let's start. I'd like to try and get to Dover. Anything delivering? Yeah, Southampton to Dover. It's a 3-hour trip. How long have I been recording? 49 minutes. Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it. I was thinking of recording for 2 hours, but actually, I feel like I've done quite a lot in this batch, so I might cut it a bit short, maybe like an hour and a half or something. Then we should be able to get 3 episodes out of this. Right, engine on. 3 hour, 12-minute trip. It starts now. Alright, cruise control, I think, is the bottom right corner in this one. What are we taking? Forklift truck, by the looks of it. This is a very quiet road. Okay, head towards London. Yeah, let's try not to drive into a police car. You let me go. Cheers, mate. I didn't really give him much choice there, but hey ho. Oh no, the cruise control is in the speedo again. Oh, it's a DAF. Okay. Oh, I think that's what gear we're in, the one I was looking at. I just look for the zeros on the console and assume that's cruise control. This is a nice truck though, DAF. I did like that Mercedes. I think that Mercedes will be my first truck, my pride and joy. But we are going to have to triple our money before we can afford it. Obviously we could take out a bank loan, but then you've got to pay interest, and no one wants to do that really. Another police car. Oh, this road's going to be a nightmare to get out into. Alright. Here we go. If there was anything coming, it's going to have to stop. Okay, 2 hours 55. We've done 20 minutes already, everybody. M27 towards Dover. Here we go. Turn cruise control back on. And we're away. Two hours 40 to go. Service is in half a mile, don't need to stop. Get over. So what random subject can I talk about on this journey? Good question. It's been a while since I went to Dover, thinking about it. I think the last time I went to Dover was 2005. And that was... oh no, actually no. Maybe a bit later than that. 2009? For a school trip to Normandy. Pretty sure we went to Dover to Calais. And then it was like a 6-hour drive to Normandy from there. Oh, that was painful. Yeah, that was a school trip. My parents don't let me forget this. I looked up on Google Maps how far away we were not long after we left Calais, and I thought I'd switched Google Maps off and like turned internet off on my phone, because back then internet was expensive on phones, and I hadn't, and I used all my credit up in the space of an hour. That was not fun times. That was day one of the trip as well, so I had to make an emergency call home to get more credit on my phone so that I could see out the week. And yeah, they don't let me forget that. Normandy, by the way, very eye-opening trip. If you've not been, I highly recommend it. We went to the British cemetery. I think it's the British and maybe the French as well in Bayeux, where the tapestry is. And that was an experience, because a few of my friends who went on that trip with me had family that were buried there. So I don't believe I do. So for me it was just, you know, a neutral experience, but for a lot of people I knew, it was quite emotional for them, which makes you emotional, because, you know, the whole thing was a very somber trip. The one that really hit me was the Omaha cemetery, and actually, because you see it at the end of Saving Private Ryan, and you sort of think, oh, they've just, you know, CG'd a load of crosses, made it look bigger than it actually is, but genuinely it is that size. It is absolutely massive. And yeah, that was a real eye-opening experience, just seeing how many people lost their lives. This isn't a very happy subject, I know, but as I say, if anyone has the opportunity to go to Normandy on a school trip or a university trip, or just you want to do it in your own time, I do very, very much recommend it, because you do get to learn a lot about what actually happened. And there's a village, Saint-Mère-Église, I believe it's called, where there's a famous story of a paratrooper who, his parachute got stuck on the spire of a church tower, and he basically hung there for 3 days. Not by the neck, obviously, he was alive, but because the enemy were down on the ground, he played dead for 3 days until he was able to be released. I think he survived. But if you go to the village now, there's a paratrooper / air museum there, and then there's like a statue of a paratrooper. Oh, I'm speeding. There's a statue of a paratrooper hanging from the church spire, which I think is a nice tribute. I think they recreated it in Band of Brothers as well. I'm not 100% sure on that one though. Don't take my word for it. And yeah, the Pegasus Bridge we went to see as well. The Pegasus Bridge Museum. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool things we did on that trip. And then we had to go back to Dover afterwards. I mean, Dover's alright. It's not a bad place. The port is a bit of a nightmare. My memories of like ferry terminals is just sitting around waiting for your boat. Or going through customs, you know, that kind of thing. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. Plus it was like, I think it was like 11 o'clock at night when we got back off the boat. And we were all like half asleep. We just wanted to get home. It's like a 3-hour trip from Dover to where my school was. So I hate coach trips. I like getting there and actually experiencing the thing that you went there for, but the actual journey, not very fun. Particularly when you get travel sickness like I do. Right, 1 hour and 27 minutes to go. So Dover essentially is going to be our gateway to Europe. I know you can get the ferry from Newcastle, and was it Grimsby, the other one on here where you can get the ferry from? But I do think Dover to Calais is the best journey, because it takes you more centrally in Europe. So you've got France, Spain, Germany, Switzerland. Is Spain in the game? Might just be France, thinking about it. We'll find out when we make the journey across the sea. So I think that'll be the first thing we do when I buy my truck. The first thing we'll do is we'll take a trip from like London to Paris. It'll pay big. It'll help pay off the truck. Speeding again. Hopefully there's no cameras on this section. I need to hit a hill so that the truck starts to slow down. There we go. So having that gearbox with the retarder in will be a big help, because I believe that means it will slow you down without having to touch the brake. I try to avoid touching the brake when I've got cruise control on, because as soon as you tap the brake, it cancels cruise control. For those of you that don't know, a retarder on a truck like this, it's a device built into either the engine or the gearbox that will automatically slow down the vehicle. So, the word retarder, I think it comes from the French retarder, which means to brake or to slow down. I don't think it means to brake, I think it means to slow down. That'd be a really random French word to brake. Mind you, we have brake, they probably have retarder. It's been so long since I spoke French. I got an A star in my speaking exam for French. After being told that I would be lucky if I got a B, I got an A star. But it's been so long since I actually spoke French properly, especially to native French speakers. I've just forgotten most of it. Particularly as after I learnt French, my languages teacher wanted to do an experiment. So we learnt French up to year 10. And we took our exams then, and then in year 11 we did like a crash course in Spanish, and I think I got a C overall for Spanish. So I got a B for French and a C for Spanish, which isn't bad. Like, you learn a whole language in a year and you get a B on the exams. That's not bad going. Where am I going? Straight on. So that's the Channel Tunnel to the left. That's where you get on the shuttle. So yeah, I learnt French and then forgot it all pretty much because I straight away started learning Spanish. So I mean, I like Spanish more anyway because it's an easier language to speak, in my opinion. But I probably should learn French again. It's handy knowing other languages, because just knowing Spanish, there's a few Italian words now that I can sort of pick up what they mean, because Spanish and Italian are quite similar languages. They're not identical, there are a lot of differences, but they're both Latin origin languages. So yeah, there's my useless trivia fact of the day. Plus, I noticed when I used to go to Australia, we used to fly via Malaysia, and I noticed one day in the airport that a lot of the signs, they're written in Malaysian. Malaysian? Is that the language? I think that's the name of the language. Apologies if it's not. But that language is actually quite similar to Spanish. Like, there was a few words where I sort of read it and thought, that looks like a Spanish word. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe there was colonization at some point. Spanish or Portuguese, it might have been Portuguese actually, colonized parts of the country, and that's why there's a similarity. So the languages are very different, but there's kind of like a little similarity. I could probably read some of the signs and know what they mean, and I do like kind of being able to do that, because it's really handy, particularly when you're trying to navigate your way around a country where you don't speak the language. Any word recognition, you sort of grab it with both hands. Alright, speed limit's 30. I need to slow right down. We're nearly there. Good stuff. So we come up to the junction, it's a left turn, and then I think it's a right turn and then a left again by the looks of it. We are speeding somewhat. Going downhill, that's the problem. That's one of my memories of Dover, is you literally drive off the edge of a cliff. Like, there's a spiral road that takes you down to the docks, and to get to it you drive off the edge of one of the cliffs onto the I mean, not literally drive off the edge, but you know, the road, it's a dual carriageway all the way, and then the next thing you know, you're on a bridge spiraling down because you've just driven off the edge of a cliff. It's, particularly from the ground looking up, it is ugly as hell, but it's practical, and didn't think I was going to stop then. And that's what's important, is it's practical and it kind of works. Although when a boat is late, or if it's taking a long time to load, that you do get queued right the way back up out of the town, like halfway to London essentially. and with some of the things that are going on in the world at the moment, that will become a regular thing, which I'm sure everyone's looking forward to. Anyway, I'm not going to delve into that. I'm going to treat, particularly in this game world, everything's an open border. Apart from the ferry costs, obviously. Alright. Around the corner here. Straight over the roundabout, not literally. And then the left turn. Ah, yep. Had to be a police car as well, didn't it? Might have driven into it otherwise. Okie doke. And then a left turn here. And then on the right. We'll do the play it safe one again, even though we're kind of facing the wrong way for it. Turn, 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 turn. Straight, 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 straight. And swing her in. Just like that. Beautiful. Alright, job's a good one. So, how long have I been going for? 1 hour and 6. Do I want to do one more job, or do I want to wrap it up here? So we're down in Dover. If there's like a quick bomb up to London, I'll take that. No, the nearest one's Southampton. I don't really want to do a long trip. Like Dover to Paris, look at that, 4 hours. 4 hours. Dover to Cambridge, 2:52. It's tempting. Oh, Felixstowe. I think that's the other. Yeah, Felix. Oh, there isn't. Is there a Dover? Oh, there is a Dover to Calais, and there's another one there by the looks of it. So there's Channel Tunnel, and then there's ferry. Felixstowe to Rotterdam, Grimsby to Rotterdam, and then Newcastle to Amsterdam. It's a Felixstowe to Dover. But look at that, because you've got to go inland and then out again. That's not a quick job, is it? Alright, I think we'll leave it here for now then. I think we'll leave it here. We'll chop it up. That's 2 more episodes ticked off. We are getting closer to being able to afford a truck. We're about... I'd say we're about halfway to where I want to be. Because I think what I'll do is I'll earn up to about £80,000. And then I'll use a bank loan to pay for the rest. Because we can take out a loan of 43,000. Costs us 1,000 a day, 1,300 let's say a day. We earn about 3,000 per job at the moment. I don't know whether it will go up or down depending on what loads we carry. So let's assume we'll make 1,500 per job, and we only need to pay 1,500 per day. So if we do like 3 jobs a day, we can pay for 3 days worth of the loan a day, which, you know, you pay it off quite quickly that way. Plus I think there is actually an option to pay it off if you have the money. So yeah, I'd say we'll get up to about 70,000-80,000, and then we'll use a loan to pay the rest. That should see us through. But for now, that is the end of this batch of episodes. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with ideas, feedback, that kind of thing. If you want to have a go at creating a livery for the truck, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm pretty sure like all liveries that get submitted will get used at some point, because, you know, variety is the spice of life and all that. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.